Hello everyone and welcome to Let's Play Zelda to the Adventure of Link, and on this episode we are going to take care of the Island Palace. The Island Palace, is not too long, it's not that difficult, although there are a few spots that are pretty difficult. First room, not too bad. We've got a Doom Knocker and a Mayu here. We've got a new enemy, the Paratamu. He's not too difficult. Basically the Paratamu, I'm pretty sure he's new, if not, feel free to correct me. The Paratamu is just like an upgraded Stalfos, a red version and a blue version, and they're just a little more agile. Got a lot of little spiky Mayus lurking around here. This is starting to give us a little bit of a clue that the down thrust, well, it's necessary for this palace. I mean, I don't know what would happen. I guess you would pretty much have to die or kill yourself and get out of the palace or something if you didn't have the down thrust and go back and get it. But sooner or later you'll find out that you need to have it. Like here, for example, you need it to get this key. And you need it also to get these points. Points aren't necessary, but that's alright. Thankfully, the axes from the Doom Knocker are pretty easy to avoid. You don't get much experience from the Mayus, but, well, every little bit helps. Unfortunately, in this palace, I don't think I'm going to be able to advance that much, in spite of the crystal, but that's okay. I'm actually a little ahead of where I wanted to be in terms of attack power, and other skill levels as well. If you time your jumps just right, you don't have to knock out the third block, and you can just jump right over there. Also, jump at the last second, you'll make it over here without the need of a jump spell, and getting hit by the Paratamu. There's a nice little open courtyard here with a key, so that's pretty nice. I think this is the only palace that I know of that has kind of an open courtyard to it. Well, besides the beginning of every palace, obviously, but I don't think that's really an open courtyard, that's just an entrance. I decided to just forego that, and just go to the next level anyway. I do want to head left, though, because if I go left, I can get a key. And, I definitely need that extra key. I mean, I guess you don't have to go this way, but this is the way I'm going to go just because I want to get a particular room over and done with. And that's this room. This room is a pain in the ass simply because you have all these blocks you have to break through with your sword, and you have these mouths coming at you. You can only have about 2 mouths on the screen at a time, but they infinitely respawn, so the second you get rid of one, another one's going to show up on somewhere else on the screen. So the trick to this, in my opinion, is just to get 2 on the screen at once, kind of down here, and kind of get it towards the center so it's not bothering you. And then what you can do is just jump spell out of there. And if your magic stat's high enough, then you really don't have to worry about jumping too much, costing too much of your magic, that is. I mean, they're easily taken care of with the down thrust, but with all those blocks in the way, they can trap you and it's not good. I don't want to go down there just yet. I actually want to go over this way and use the key that we just got to that locked door that we saw earlier. Of course, instant death lava, sorry. But, you know, as long as we jump over it, we'll be alright. One-shot the Iron Knuckle. By the way, here, you kind of want to press forward when you break those blocks, because if you don't, you can push yourself into the lava. Now here we get a blue Iron Knuckle. They don't take that many hits to get rid of, thankfully, and their swords are kind of predictable, but when they hit hard, and they hit often. But anyways, here we get the raft. The raft is an item that we're definitely going to need to finish the game, and we're probably only going to use it once. Most playthroughs of this game are only going to use the raft once anyway. And you'll see what the raft does later in this episode. The The funny thing about this game is when I was first playing it and I got to the third palace and I had no clue about the raft or anything like that, I was just thinking to myself, where are the rest of the palaces? If there's 6 palaces, like it says so in the beginning, where are they, you know? We'll find out, though. We will find out probably in this episode. The mouse can rack up in experience points if you wanted to just farm them all day, but we're not going to do that. That's actually kind of a waste of time, really. Here we have another pair of Tamu, and I think a Doom Knocker over here. Now the point bag over there, might as well get it. It just takes a little bit of a jump spell to get to it. Not too many points, but that's alright. Now this room right here is, it's like they're trying to cram in as many Iron Knuckles on as many levels as they could. And, you'll see what I'm talking about. There's a blue Iron Knuckle on the left and a red one on the right. I'd take care of the blue one first, and you can't really get a good jumping attack here, or I can't. Simply because the ceiling is so low. So I'm just kind of face-tanking it right now. And no, I didn't die. I bet you thought I was going to die, right? Nope. I cut it close, though. I think this is the only level where I might be cutting it close. This level you just really have to deal with blue Iron Knuckles. There's just no way around it. And some of the times you have to deal with blue Iron Knuckles, there's just not an easy strategy. Because you don't have a lot of room to jump and stab and all of that fun stuff. I know it's painful for you to watch me stabbing him so many times, but oh well, he's dead. That's the important thing. He's gone. Gone from this earth. Or Hyrule, that is. Of all the tessellations in the palace, I always like this one the best, for some reason. Anyways, this is our boss enemy. And what does he look like? Yes, he is a blue Iron Knuckle on a jousting horse. And this is one of my favorite enemies in the game. It's kind of like a 2-part enemy. And his name is Revenak. It doesn't take that many hits to get rid of. Yeah, I cut it close there too, but I figured I would be able to finish the palace without a problem. By the way, if you don't have a key, you can pass through with a fairy, but if you do have a key and you try to pass through a fairy, it automatically uses a key, so you can't really save a key that way. Now I'm going to skip this, and, well actually I'm going to go with magic will go up, sorry. And that way I'll have 1800 points later, for whatever I want. So I'll kind of divide the points up a little bit, at least I'll have 4,000, I suppose. Guild arms aren't too bad. Now we're about to head off to another section of the map, but we need to work there first. Can't believe I got hit there, but whatever. At least I got some points for my trouble. It's like I hear the blue drop and I'm like, do I want it? Nope, I don't want it. I thought it'd show working out if you're on screen in case you missed it in the previous episode. And maybe you just want to watch this palace and you don't want to watch anything else in the Let's Play, but whatever. Sometimes I cut things, sometimes I don't. But over here we go to the next part of Hyrule. And this is the eastern portion where the enemies are going to be a whole lot tougher. You can see the Tektites are back here, but we can't get rid of them. Our sword is just not strong enough. And this is a Jiroboku. He's only vulnerable when his eye is open. But here we got some experience points in case you want them. this cave will have a little bit of extra experience points, so, and here you can only defeat that Arulobber, or, Aruroda. The list I have calls it Aruloda, but, Aruroda, sorry, but I call it an Arulobber too. You can only kill it with the, eye open. It doesn't take that many hits, and it's a little experience. We could get rid of that boulder, but first I'm going to head to the town of, drumroll please, Naburu. Naburu is just kind of a little town just to give us a little health and life if we need it. Doesn't really serve much purpose, I think. I mean, there's not a whole lot of story around this town, really. But we do get a few important clues, though, for the rest of the game, because it's kind of interesting. You go to this other section of Hyrule and you're kind of wondering, well, what do I do at this point? And this guy tells us about boots that we can use to walk on water. That'll become useful later, sure. And I'm going to forego getting some magic for now. We don't need it. Now this lady, sorry about that, this lady right here is the laziest person in the world. She's thirsty, right? So let's go get her some water. How long of a walk is it to get water for her? Well, it's right over here. It's like 20 feet away. Yeah, she's lazy. But anyways, we get water and we get a spell for our trouble. So, I mean, it's really not that much effort to get the spell, so you might as well get it. And getting water, what kind of spell do you think we're going to get? Well, it's going to be the opposite of water, which is, drum roll again, so for this we get the fire spell. The fire spell is going to be useful for enemies like the Tektite and a few other enemies that are very vulnerable to fire. And we'll see what those enemies are later. Let's see what this kid has to say. Alright, well, that's giving us a clue about future palaces. There are actually going to be certain places where you have to jump into the holes. But we'll deal with that later. We're almost done with Naburu, really. If only we knew where Durarnia is, or was. But we'll see that eventually. Let's see what's in here. Nothing, except this Ock. He's asleep. So, I'm not gonna bother him. At any rate, well, this lady's telling us about the River Devil. Well, we'll deal with that later, but this will end Let's Play Legend of Zelda this episode, so thank you so much for watching. Have a good day. Bye.